That's a great story. We're going to continue to be on the fog watch tonight. Little visibility concern in a few spotty areas at the moment. Looks like maybe some in between our observing stations in Slidell and Gulfport, so right along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. But even inland, we have some low clouds, not really fog. Our camera is up on our transmitter tower on the West Bank, 500 feet. So we're really looking more through some low clouds because in the city at the moment, visibilities are okay, but it doesn't take much for this low cloudiness to settle down to the surface. So could start to see the fog within the next couple of hours or maybe even the next hour. As our temperature and dew point, we're still 70 degrees outside, are only 1 degree apart. So humidity right now is at 97%. In the 60s and 70s. We're very much into spring air mass. Hard to believe 2 weeks ago we still had several inches of snow on the ground. Dew points already well into the upper 60s, and they're probably not going to drop very much as we have that southerly wind keeping the Gulf moisture in place. The warm, muggy air will stick with us for the rest of the week. The only weather concern is going to be that morning fog. We're under those low clouds at the moment, which are difficult to see on infrared satellite. And we did have a few more breaks in the clouds during the day today compared to yesterday, and that is mainly because while this upper low is still keeping some instability, a little bit of cloud cover, even some isolated showers offshore, this low is weakening, much weaker than it was when it was over eastern Mexico. So our cloud cover wasn't as extensive as it was yesterday. Today we had a little bit more sunshine breaking out, and that allowed those temperatures to get a little bit warmer. So really warm and humid, just kind of the status quo going through the rest of the week and for the weekend. Holding off on much in the way of rain chances. We may see an isolated shower or two, but that would be about it. Now with that upper low moving away, I don't see a great deal more instability. Maybe just with the moisture in place, we could see an isolated shower, but overall through the rest of the week, rain chances 10% or less, and that looks to continue through the weekend. Thankfully, as a lot of folks are heading back home and things are starting to get back to normal Monday and into Tuesday, that's when we'll see that better chance for some showers. Here comes a front. Notice there is some colder air, but it stays a little bit farther to our north. Really what looks to be happening is the frontal systems are going to struggle to get a push through the area, and the models are still very much uncertain as to whether or not we actually get a front to push through and exactly when that may be. Right now we're looking at maybe some cooler air starting to move in on Wednesday, but this is the Euro, and the Euro is saying not so fast. That milder air is going to stick around, and we are definitely under that ridge of high pressure, which is keeping us a little bit warmer. Cold air as well to the north, the warm air down to the south, and that is that what we call zonal flow, meaning the cold air remains where it is, the warm air stays where it is. And this is a pattern which is going to take us right through the weekend. When we could get some help, that won't be until mid next week, early mid next week, as we start to see some troughing out to our west, but it never really completely pushes on through. So we'll have to see if we really do get a temperature drop next week. Still kind of questionable, and my certainty with next week's forecast, it kind of keeps changing. At one point it looked like we get a front to move through on Monday. Again, next several days, highs upper 70s, low 80s, mornings in the 60s with patchy fog in the morning. The next change in the pattern comes in next week. At one point the front looked like Monday, then maybe Tuesday. Right now I've got it Wednesday, but the models, as I said, are not in great agreement. It does look like, though, better rain chances early next week.